Hey, welcome to Compassion Masters TV, where we share our lives because you matter. We're your host. I'm Miss Toy, here with my son Layton.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks again for another episode.
All right, so today, son, we're going to pay tribute to two of the greats that we lost. The most notable, the most talked about. We can't share everybody, because I know somebody will say, well, such and such died. Well, we only going to talk about two of them. Because, we can't cover everybody.
Right.
So let's talk about Kobe Bryant, because he died before we even started our podcast. So we haven't gotten to say anything nice about Kobe. Just a little tribute. And also Chadwick Boseman. I think they deserve a little something.
Well, they deserve more than a little something. I think we're downplaying it a lot. I think that they've had a tremendous impact on so many people that we can't even begin to, you can't even understand. Like, even for me, like somebody, people know that I skate, but I don't play any team sports. I don't catch up with team sport. I don't watch basketball, football, none of that. Yeah. And still, with all that being said, Kobe was still somebody that I knew, and that I would follow and hear things about. And legacy wise, it's almost unmatched. There's been a lot of people to do great things, but it speaks volumes that me, that I watch zero basketball. I don't care about it at all. Like, I believe that obviously it's very difficult, and he was one of the best, and so I understand that. But it was much bigger than that. So
I agree. Did you know that impact. Your mom went to his parade back in the day when he was with Shaq? Yes, I attended.
No, I didn't know that.
I went to a couple parades. I don't know if your dad with me with one of them, but I know for sure. You know how I went to the X Games by myself. I do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. That was random.
So, I know. But the reason why I'm saying it because I do that kind of stuff. I went to the parade by myself. The one him and Kobe and Shaq won their first one.
Nice.
And I went. I used to love the Lakers.
Yeah.
I checked out a little bit later, but I went to one of the Magic Johnson ones and love it. I love the energy was great, and Kobe really brought it. He was only 17 at that time.
Yeah, which is crazy. Oh, wait, what, during the parade?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
When he won his first championship, it was 2000. He was only 17.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it, and I followed him, and so when he died, it felt like family.
Yeah, I think that it felt like that for a lot of people. Like, you, whether you met him or not, it didn't matter. You felt like you knew him, and you felt like you've seen him growing up. It felt like it's really, really sad, and you hear kids talking about him. Now it's like he was already a legend, but now it's really like legendary status that he's not here.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, you know who Ryan Coogler is?
No.
The director of Black Panther and
okay, no.
And he did Creed, and I think he did Thurgood Marshall too. But anyways, big director. He works with Michael B. Jordan a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously he worked with Chadwick.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the loss of Chadwick and how it was affecting him, and that in African culture that we refer to people who have passed away as our ancestors, which is, he said, was kind of a little weird just because he knew Chadwick, and so now to have him gone and be considered an ancestor was trippy, but it's crazy that both of them are both considered our ancestors now, and until we meet them again.
I watched you watching Black Panther. It seemed like it really touched you in a certain way, but it touched a lot of people, but I don't know what I saw in you. I saw something, though, when you were watching it. It just seemed like you were inspired. I don't know. What did you like? You liked something about that movie.
The whole thing. Like, literally, it's my favorite movie of all time, and it has nothing to do with everyone talking about it now because he passed. Like, everyone has been talking about that movie since it came out. But for me, it was special because I've always, just being raised by, you and Dad, even though he wasn't necessarily here physically, you guys always made it important to teach me about my culture and teach me about, different traditions and, the colors, as far as the clothing, the fashion, everything. And so the movie represented that for me,
True.
and same with Auntie Jenny. She, you guys taking me to, the black circuses and
Yeah.
the Lion King play, and everything was always African
Right.
American. It was just, so anyways, that movie embodied all of that, from the, the costumes
Yeah.
that they did, that's actually real things that they wear,
Yeah.
the architecture, the buildings, the accents, everything, and then they tied that into, they use Oakland out here, where it's, a different story. It's the black story, and
Yeah.
they tied them together, and it was just,
It's amazing.
yeah, favorite movie for sure, and it always
Yeah.
will be.
I'm amazed that he was so sick
Yeah.
and doing all those wonderful 42. I love that one. That was somebody I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's another example too. Like with, like Betsy loves movies,
Yeah.
and they've seen every movie. Like
Betsy's
they
his
have.
wife.
Yeah, that's my wife. She loves movies, and they've seen every movie. They have a huge movie collection, and
Yeah.
that's not me. Like I've had, in comparison to them, I've seen like no movies. They're always
Yeah.
like, you haven't seen this, and I haven't seen anything. But when black movies come up, I've seen them all, because
Right.
I remember going to the movies with you to see, like yesterday we watched Barbershop. I remember going and thinking about it when I saw on Netflix that it came out in 2002, I think it said. I remember going when I was 7 to the movies with you, to the Korean movie theater, and I remember, I think we went to go see Hardball. Well, actually, Michael B. Jordan, I didn't even know until a few days ago that he was in there. He was a little kid. And so all these movies, but I would see them with you, and they, I don't know if it was like on purpose, like intentionally, we would just went to see like the, black movies, but
Well, we also
that's
saw
what we.
animation and other
No, we
stuff.
saw a bunch of stuff. That
Yeah.
wasn't all we saw. I'm
Yeah.
just saying the importance. This is why I'm the way I am, and this is why Black Panther affected me in a certain way and hit me
Okay.
a certain way, and
Yeah.
which
I saw it.
another reason why it impacted me when he passed away. It was I've never felt like this over somebody famous, and it's sad. Life loss is sad regardless, but
True. Very
this
true.
was,
Yeah.
it hit me a different way for sure.
Yeah, I agree. So I was wondering, and I heard you say it a couple times. You when you talk about somebody passing away, you prefer to use pass away. We talk about that at work because some people get offended, patient wise, when you say expired. They don't like that.
Yeah, that
They
doesn't
feel
really
like
sound
it
very.
doesn't. Yeah, they feel like it's like expired. Like I know.
Yeah.
They really want either the word died or. I haven't heard any negative about pass away. I think there's.
I mean, I think that's the most gentle, honestly. Even I think saying somebody that he died, use that, because obviously that's what the word is for. Like, yeah, he died,
Right.
But I just feel like it's not as sensitive as he passed away, just because I don't know. I feel like it comes off a little more harsh. Like, oh, he died. This person died, and it just, oh man, like, passed away seems more like, they did. Technically, they did die, but it's more. I just think it sounds more gentle,
harsh.
maybe more spiritual, maybe like pass away, he's in a better place, that kind of thing.
You.
So that's why I say it. But
I remember you said a lot of people were telling me you taught them something too, and we had the conversation about death. And you said, well, sometimes maybe we don't want all the arrangements and everything taken care of. Maybe that's how we utilize our time.
Yeah,
and
really.
People were saying, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that. That is very interesting, and I'm glad that you and I are having these types of conversations, because then I learn more about how you think and what you think about death, and because it is a part of life. It happens. I'm glad. I am proud of both of these young men. They made the most of their lives, both of them. They did what they wanted to do, and I know they both believe in God, because I researched that, and they said that Kobe went to the priest, I guess 2 hours before his plane crashed. He was
it's just
crazy.
Yeah, all the details in the stories are just so. I think that's another thing too, that these are both deaths that we hear about that happen so sudden. I think that's another reason why it's like, what the heck, like it hit people so differently, because you hear about, like, let's say for Kobe example, you hear about these people, both of them in the same way. They're both legends in their own lane, and then they seem invincible. Kobe is strong and he could play basketball if he wanted to. He just doesn't. He retired. He's doing other things.
Yeah.
They look good. He's coming off. Chadwick's coming off the biggest movie that of all time, and he was a star of it.
Yeah.
He looks good. Obviously, in recent months, he lost a lot of weight, but everyone they just seem invincible. They're these people that they have done the most and everything. No, I'm saying they just seem like invincible, and then all of a sudden, one morning you hear a helicopter crash, and they're gone forever, or he's gone forever, and then.
But the good thing is we have videos.
Right.
Of both of them. I love that.
Right.
They live on in my heart because I can go back. I can pull up anything out there. They have so many interviews of both of them, inspiring interviews. So we're gonna leave.
Before we switch, I think because I was gonna make a video about this on my YouTube channel, but I might as well just talk about it now a little bit because teachable moment for myself, and I'm just sharing it with everyone else. Was we need to do better as people to be nice to each other for no reason. It shouldn't always have to be a motive behind it. You're being nice to get something out of it. I think we need to do better because you never know what people are going through in their personal life. The Chadwick situation was prime example.
That's a great
someone
point.
Dealing with cancer in front of your eyes, and and he filmed like 4 or 5 movies in those 4 years, and he was going through it, and people had no idea.
Right.
And I remember in like January. I don't know if it was that long ago. No, I think it was like March or April. Was later. But anyways, Chadwick posted a video on Instagram, and he lost a lot of weight. He looked really, really skinny. And even I was showing Betsy, and I would look nervous, like, well, maybe he's playing a role. And people were like, people don't really know what's going on. They're just like, oh, maybe I heard he's playing a cancer patient in his next movie and whatever. But the main thing was like people didn't know what was going on. And now thinking about it, and then, well, anyways, to stay on that moment, he looked super skinny. He lost a lot of weight, and people in the comments, some people were saying, yeah, he's playing this role, whatever, that's why.
Right.
But a lot of people, like an overwhelming amount of people, were making fun of him and talking about, oh, he smelled, like one dude said, and I got upset. I didn't say, I don't get into the internet stuff, but someone said Crackwick Bozeman, like he was smoking crack. And they were just going in saying all this stuff. And I was just like, man,
I bet they're kicking themselves now.
For sure. I mean, I don't know who. Some of those people are just maybe they don't even care. They just say say stuff just to hurt people. But anyways, that was something where now that the truth came out, and he's not only the truth came out, but he is gone. Yeah. It really it makes you think like we need to do better at being nicer to people for no reason at all. We don't need anything out of it. Just smile more. I like say hello to people, ask how they're doing. Just really basic, general things that we should be doing anyways. But this was something where it's like, well, we have no idea what people are going through. If they choose not to tell us, then we don't know what's going on in their life.
That's true. That's true. That's what I mean at the end when I say we're going to change the world. Only because we just going to make it more compassionate. We're going to teach some people some stuff, and we're going to have things to talk about. And then when I see you, we're going to smile, and we're going to be happy and caring. That's my desire, my goal when I'm saying that. So I got a list.
Oh, gosh. What kind of list?
Then we're going to end it.
I knew you couldn't end with that. And
then we done, okay? The 5 worst things you can say after someone dies. Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, so don't say you're so strong. Some people say that.
Oh, you're talking about, so,
like,
okay, more
what
specific.
not to say.
When you're comforting someone who had someone who passed away, not, okay.
Yes. So it says better to say, I see that you're hurt. This is really hard. Like, don't say you're so strong, because it's putting something on that person that maybe they're not ready to deal with. And the strength that you think you see is maybe them being just dazed. Like they just shocked. Like it may not be strength. So they said don't say that. The other thing, and the reason why I picked this list, guys, because I like it. I in my job, I use it. So at least she isn't suffering anymore. I've heard people say that. And the reason why they say don't say that is because it's just insensitive. Better to say, I don't know what to say. If you don't know, just don't say. I don't know what to say.
Well, in a lot of, not to cut you off, but in a lot of ways, in a lot of situations, that's a good thing to say when you really don't know. I think a lot of times we have pressure on ourselves. Like you see someone crying, you naturally, well, most people, their human instinct is to want to comfort them and make them feel better. And so we try and dig for this deep something to say and make them feel better. You can't always make them feel better.
That is what it is. It's about us. We're trying to fill in that space. Like it's dead space. I need to say something, and we mean well.
Right.
But I'm giving these because maybe they're saying like 7,500 people die per day, like a lot. And you may have had somebody pass away, a close friend, I had 2 in the last 2 years close to me. And you just want to know the best things to say and not to say. One other thing, I'm only giving 5 points. Call me if you need anything. And the reason why they're saying don't say that, because it sounds like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, they're saying instead be specific. Say, I'm coming over to get you and we're going to eat. Just don't say call me if you need anything, because that person is not going to never call.
Right.
They're too grief-stricken to even pick up the phone. They don't want to bother you.
Yeah, people don't want to be bothersome. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So the next one, how are you? And they said, don't stay it so open and just be more specific. How are you feeling today? Which lets them know, they know that you know that this is an uphill battle. Like every day is going to be something different. It may not be every day that you feel good. Right. And so just don't be general. The last one is, it's been a year already.
Yeah, that sounds insensitive already. That seems like you forgot about this happening and it just popped. Well, it happens, but saying that, I can get how that would be troublesome or offensive to somebody. Like, I've been struggling this whole year and you didn't even remember. So I can get that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is check on the person all the time throughout the year, and especially milestones like the first birthday that they were without the person. And they're actually saying the second year is the most difficult, not the first year, because you almost know, oh my God, I got to get through this. They're saying the second year is the one they really think people need to check in on you more. And then they say, just instead of saying it's been a year already, say, I know you still miss him or her. I do too. And that's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So those are the 5 things. I'm not going anymore. Got any more to say, son?
No, that was good, actually. I like that list. That's
your favorite list. Because you don't like my
I don't know
list.
about. Well, yeah, it's my favorite. I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not like your list that you whip out.
Well,
or that you wrote yourself.
Because I'm trying to help the Compassion family with some good information. All right. So now, when I say, like I said at the end, that we're going to change the world, I'm meaning specifically we're going to add more compassion in the world. We are. And just in general, when you see me, I appreciate you. People are giving me topics. Well, why don't y'all talk about this? That's compassionate, because then the topics they giving me is things that's going to help other people. So I like that. So we're going to close.
Yes, no, we're going to close. Obviously, rest in peace to Kobe, rest in peace to Chadwick.
Yes.
And another one we didn't, there's like countless. So
many.
I don't mean to be insensitive, but these are my people that are just in my mind, and they stay there. They kind of linger. Is Kobe, Chadwick, of course, so recent, and Nipsey Hussle last year.
Yeah, Nipsey.
So, another person that had tremendous impact.
Everybody.
But yeah, those are people that stick to me. Obviously, it's different
and
from
I like
between people.
Better than rest in peace. I like how everybody's saying rest in power.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we say that for sure. They're all kings for sure, most definitely.
And I know they're in heaven. And heaven sounds like a wonderful, beautiful place. So I'm grateful that that's where they went. And
I would hope so.
Yeah, I believe. And remember, everybody, change the world. Passion Master.
Appreciate it. Peace.